Hey there, it's CJ Willie, and I'm cracking a pack. Today is pack number 10, my last pack, in my Magic the Gathering Core Set 2019 Bundle Bingo. Check out the preview on my Core Set 2019 Bundle. I have added the link to the preview video in the description below. As I crack the pack, my viewpoint will be from a very casual Magic the Gathering player perspective. It will not be the viewpoint of Pro Tour or even Friday Night Magic grinders. It will be a kitchen table game of Magic, having fun with friends opinion. Alright, let's check out the bingo card. In pack number 2, I was able to cross off 3 bingo squares. Stitcher Supplier, Leonin Warleader, and of course, the free space. Pack number 5 was my bingo pack. I pulled one of the legendary rare creatures, Goreclaw, Terror of Qualsisma. In pack number 7, I was able to cross off a square by pulling an Elder Dragon, Arcades the Strategist. In pack 9, I was able to cross off my most recent square by pulling a rare Tribal Lord, Supreme Phantom. Today, if I'm able to pull one of the Planeswalkers, or Psychic Corrosion, or a foil rare or mythic, I still have a shot at breaking my record of 6 bingo squares that I crossed off with Gatecrash Fat Pack Bingo. Let's get to cracking this pack. First card is Catalyst Elemental, 3 mana, 2 and a red, Elemental at 2/2. You can sacrifice Catalyst Elemental, add 2 red to your mana pool. In Limited, this is a pretty fun card to play in the blue-red Spell Slinger deck. It gives you a couple of added mana to cast some of your powerful red spells. Next up is Rustwing Falcon, 1 plains, bird at 1/2, flyer. This is a pretty weak common to play in the white-blue flyers deck. It doesn't really add anything to the board, doesn't have an enter the battlefield ability. You may want to play it in a green-white deck where you can slap an enchantment on it and give added power, toughness, or ability boost. Next up is Tolarian Scholar, 3 mana, 2 and a blue, human wizard at 2/3. Very vanilla creature. It could go into maybe a Wizards themed deck, but aside from that, it's going to be the last card that you cut in your draft. Next up is Act of Treason, 3 mana, 2 and a red, sorcery. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. It gains haste until end of turn. Your prototypical threaten effect. It's a card in Limited that you can have some fun with. You steal their bomb, and you hit them with it and deal the last points of damage. Next up is Duress, single black mana, sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. That player discards that card. It's a great card in Limited to where you hold on to it a little bit later in the game and you try to grab that really powerful non-creature spell that they're going to use either to play against you or some sort of shenanigan in their deck. Plummet, 2 mana, 1 and a green instant, destroy target creature with flying. In Limited, you're going to put it in your sideboard, and then you're going to bring it in once you're playing that pesky blue-white flyers deck. If you know that your opponent has a bomb flyer, it's a card to hold on to. Next up is Field Creeper, 2 generic mana, artifact creature Scarecrow at 2/1, no abilities. This is a very, very cuttable card unless you're playing an Artifact Matters deck, or when this was featured in Shadows over Innistrad at Fueled Delirium. Next up is Colossal Dreadmaw, 6 mana, 4 and 2 green, dinosaur at 6/6. It has trample. This is a beast in Limited, and in some ways it could make itself into constructed as a cheaper Carnage Tyrant. I think this is a very powerful green common. It's a card that when you play, if your opponent can't respond to it, a 6/6 with trample is going to win you the game. Next up is Essence Scatter, 2 mana, 1 and a blue, instant, counter target creature spell. I like this spell quite a bit in blue. You want to keep their creatures from overrunning what you're doing on your side. This is a great card to hold on to until a little bit later in the game. You always keep up 2 mana, and when they try to play their bomb, you counter it. Naturalize, 2 mana, 1 and a green instant, destroy target artifact or enchantment. In Limited, it's going to sit in your sideboard. If you're playing someone that has some very annoying artifacts or enchantments, Naturalize is perfect to put into your main deck. First uncommon is Millstone, 2 generic mana artifact. You can pay 2 generic, tap it. Target player puts the top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard. I think it's a little slow. You're going to commit 2 mana, and then you're going to play 2 mana every turn to mill just 2 cards. Now in Limited, that can add up, but I would rather play mill cards that are either instants and sorceries or creatures that have triggered ability or a static ability that mills my opponent. Novice Knight, single white mana, human knight. At 2/3, it has Defender. As long as Novice Knight is enchanted or equipped, it can attack as though it didn't have Defender. In Core Set 2019 Limited, there was a green-white enchantment theme. There were plenty of 2-drop and 3-drop enchantments that you could put onto Novice Knight, Knightly Pledge, Talons of the Wildwood, and by turn 2, you could either have a 4/5 or a 3/4 attacker swinging in. Our final uncommon is Knightly Valor. 5 mana, 4 and a white, enchantment or enchant creature. When Knightly Valor enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has vigilance. So you could put Knightly Valor onto Novice Knight, and you would have a 4/5 with vigilance, and you would also have a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance. A great card to enchant one of your creatures, give it a buff, give it vigilance, and then leave behind a 2/2 vigilant body as well. Okay, for our final rare and mythic rare, will we be able to cross off another bingo square? We have Lena, Selfless Champion. 6 mana, 4 and 2 white, legendary creature, human knight. When Lena, Selfless Champion, enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token for each non-token creature you control. Sacrifice Lena. Creatures you control with power less than Lena's power gain indestructible until end of turn. Lena was a pretty strong card to play in Core Set 2019 Limited. If you're in a mono-white deck or a red-white go-wide deck, Lena was the good top end of the curve. Let's say you had 4 creatures on board. You would have Lena enter, create 4 more 1/1 white soldier creature tokens, and then you had a really good go-wide strategy. If you wanted to do an all-in attack, you could sacrifice Lena and your entire board would be indestructible. And then we have a Plains and an Angel token at 4/4 with flying and vigilance. My favorite card or best card out of the pack is going to be Novice Knight. Novice Knight was a great card that if you could get it in draft, and there were plenty of enchantments and a couple of good artifacts, it was pretty common to have it in your opening hand. So turn 1 Novice Knight, turn 2 Knightly Pledge, and you've got a 4/5 attacker. If you didn't, Novice Knight was great to sit on the ground for a couple of turns. As a 2/3, it was going to stop a lot of 1/1s and 2/2s, so it did play a nice role as a defender. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, please subscribe and share. Take some time to tell me in the comment section what was your favorite card or best card out of the pack. Until next time, when I'm back with my review video for my Magic the Gathering Core Set 2019 bundle in Bundle Bingo.